One of the first carp I've ever caught was right in the village of Baldwinsville. Pretty decent sized fish. It was a 20-pound fish, I think. That's like where it all started initially and fueled my fire for carp fishing. Ever since then, I've been hooked. Fishing the tournament there brings back that memory of initially where it all started, you know?
I want to fish that tournament.
My buddy Paul Russell got me into carp fishing. I started working with him fresh out of high school, and he took me carp fishing one day, and kind of have started ever since then. You compete with the same people throughout the years, you get to know them pretty well. We're friends on the outside, but when it comes to fishing, it's definitely competition time. So it starts from the center of Baldwinsville, and then it goes all the way down to Onondaga Lake.
Winter just ended, you know, and guys are getting kind of the itch, and they've been preparing all winter for this. I might need a new reel, might need that, and so when you get everything ready to go, and the Wild Carp Classic starting, especially when you're like this far out, it's all the preparations and everything you've done, it's so funny. It's just like some crazy little carp tournament, but you talk to some guys and they're like, I look forward to this all year long. Like, I don't really care about anything else.
You know, when I first started fishing, this was the first tournament I ever fished in. It's one of the best tournaments in the US that we have.
This year we'll have 52 teams. It's usually 3-man teams. There's some 2-man teams, but it is, you know, 74 hours of straight fishing, so it's good to have a third guy to, you know, rotate. Carp are just an amazing fish, and if you're into them, you're gonna want to come to the Seneca River, especially if you're landed in, you know, New York. People from the area, like, you know, guys like me and stuff, all of a sudden saw all these anglers from everywhere fishing the Seneca River, and we're like, what is up with that? So we want to keep this going. So at 2010, we became Wild Carp Club. We built on the base that Dave Moore had started, then the base that Sean Sada and Jason Bernhard started, and then the club itself, and then we're just continuing to leapfrog from there.
When I was like 6 years old, Dad would take me, and my dad would tie me to a tree so I didn't fall in the river. And I've fished all sorts of fish over in England. Oh yeah, Paul, you're never too old to learn in fishing. There's always something new. But yeah, I've fished for 58 years. Americans don't realise how good they've got it with the rivers that are over here, because there's so many fish in the rivers. To catch big carp consistently, that's when the skill comes in. But anybody can go out, put a rod out and come in with a 20-pound carp. You've got to get yourself ready for it. Sleep deprivation is the biggest problem. You're just catnapping, really. Even if you're in a deep sleep, as soon as that alarm goes off, you're out of the chair and straight into action. I'm going there to win. Don't go anywhere to come second place. We've won competitions before, but not this one. This is the big one. You're competing against 52 other teams that are all capable of winning. I always put some beer in the water. I always give an offering to the river gods, so they'll smile favourably on us.
When we first started doing it, believe it or not, it was a total weight tournament. And we got in Ripley's, believe it or not, for the most fish caught in a fishing tournament. I think we caught like 37,000 pounds of fish caught and released without not one fish dying.
Tournament angling, we're, you know, stuck on a position for 72 hours. It's actually baiting technique to draw fish in and keep fish and hold fish. It's a lot of like mental stress, it's a lot of stamina involved, and you fish right through the night too. A lot of things can change in a tournament, so you just gotta stick with your plan and maybe do some small little strategy changes, and things can turn around. When you ask any of the guys that fish this tournament, they say it's their favorite place they've ever fished. It has like a special place in their heart. It's something I always been fishing in since I've started, so it's kind of a big thing for me.